Hello everybody, Fast Lane Frank out of Nahunta, Georgia. It's a beautiful spring day. What I want to talk to you about today is a 1978 Pontiac Trans Am. It's got the option code Y88, which was the gold special edition Trans Am in 1978. This one has had an incredibly rough life. It has been stripped and left for dead, and as a matter of fact, if I didn't notice it on a friend's Facebook page, it was within a day of being scrapped. It was going to be crushed. Most of you that see this will probably think that it would have been a good thing for it to be crushed, but that's not how we roll at Fast Lane 301. We're trying to save these cars, the classics, the stuff that they just don't make anymore, especially the cool stuff, you know, the stuff that makes the back tires burn. So I've got something for you guys. Even the true diehard Pontiac guys will probably freak out over, because I doubt that anybody's ever seen this before. But let's take a look. As you can tell, the car is apart. On a positive note, it did come with one fender and both doors. They're not on the car in the video. However, all you Pontiac guys know right now that this doesn't look quite right. This is a factory Z-code car, which means that it was one of the last, Pontiac Trans Ams with the real Pontiac 400 engine in it. And as anybody can tell, that is definitely not a Pontiac engine. This is a Mopar, Chrysler Dodge Plymouth 360 engine with an automatic transmission behind it that somebody had started to place in this car for who knows what reason. I can't think of any reason why they would do that, but that's just me. The car is a little bit of a rust bucket, but right here, W87Z, that Z right there, means factory 400 car. Unfortunately, it was just an automatic. The Y88 package I was telling you about means that color gold right there, you either love it or hate it, was solar gold, and that was the color package that was standard with the Y88 option. You can tell they got the hidden VIN here. There's another one up here on top of the cowl somewhere I just saw the other day. Lots and lots of rust, lots lost in neglect. There's the original solar gold without the light reflecting on it is bad, so you can kind of get a general sense of what the color looked like. The interiors on these cars would have been like a tan. And the steering column in these cars, where all the other Trans Ams of the same year were black, I believe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, because I learn stuff every day. The column on this was actually painted to match the tan color, the upholstery. Most of the other cars without the special edition package would have been just black, and you can tell that underneath all this spray paint, the original tan color. At first I didn't know if this was a Y88, but you can see where the bezel was, and you can actually look behind this one like a friend of mine did and see the gold tint on the bezel that surrounds the instrument cluster. You break it, you bought it, right? But this car was equipped with a couple different options. It had power windows, it would appear, tilt steering column, air conditioning. Not really a whole lot. One of the coolest things about the Y88 package, though, I don't know if this will show up well in the video, you could tell this strip right here is black, and of course this is chrome, but there's a gold tint on the T-top itself. It's like the glass is tinted gold as part of that option package. Unfortunately, when we found this car, it only had one T-top. So trying to find a matching Y88 T-top may not be the easiest thing in the world to do, but on a car like that, I think it deserves to have one back. So we just kept it from being crushed, and it's definitely past its prime in this incarnation. It does have a Positrack rear up underneath it. The tag's still on it, thank goodness. It does have substantial rust. Probably would have been suited as a parts car 20-30 years ago, or better suited anyway. but I do not have the heart to watch it get crushed. You know, more and more parts are being made available for these cars through companies like Year One, Classic Industries, The Paddock, Auto Metal Direct, also Goodmark out of California. But the car can be put back together, and it would be a rich man's game. But you know, the car's the hard part to get. The parts are easier. So my advice to anybody looking into getting into cars, for one, buy it done, because it's a whole lot cheaper to buy one than it is to build one, for sure. Unless you just happen to do all the work yourself. If you are a master skilled technician, if you have metal fabricating skills, if you can make a panel with your own hands, you know, an English wheel and hammer and dollies, if you're an excellent welder, because anything that you have to pay anybody to do on a car like this is a very, very substantial penalty. It's a very, very expensive price that you're going to pay to have somebody work on this for you. Metalwork especially, I cannot stress it enough. If you don't know how to cut and weld and you're not familiar with bodywork, I would recommend not even trying to buy a car like this. But I have seen cars that were actually worse than this put back together. I'm not saying it was the smartest thing to do, because if you had to pay somebody to do it, it would cost you $80,000, and you would own a $30,000 car when you're done, when you can buy a nice driver for between $20,000 and $25,000 for sure. So do your homework, try to find the best car you can get for your money, avoid rust like the plague, don't be like me. But there is fun to be had in these cars. If you're on a budget and you want to learn, if you want to take a vocational class or go to a tech school, or if you have an apprenticeship, if you work in a garage and somebody's teaching you the skills, it wouldn't be a bad thing to start with. If this was just a base model, you know, 301 Firebird Esprit or something like that, I probably would not have brought it home. But the more we looked at it, the Z code was the thing that sold it for me. It's a real deal Trans Am that had the real deal Pontiac motor in it, which true Pontiac enthusiasts will tell you the last year the real Trans Am was 79. And don't hate me for saying it, because I love all Trans Ams from 69 through 2002. In my opinion, they're amazing cars, quite capable cars. They're just beautiful looking, stylish cars. And one of my personal favorites. I've always had one in my garage or in my driveway or sitting up on jack stands for longer durations of time that I care to mention here. But yeah, I mean, after 1980, they all went to corporate motors, which means Chevrolet 305, Chevrolet 350, of course the LT ones later on, and then the LS ones, which are just amazing engines, quite capable. But if you wanted a real deal Pontiac engineered engine and a Pontiac Trans Am, 79 would have been the last of the 400 edition models. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you in case y'all stumble across something in a junkyard or out in the field like we did. Check the VIN code, see if it's a Z code for the 400. And look for the telltale signs, like on a Y88, this gold option package. It had the gold anodized engine turned aluminum panel around the instrument cluster. It had the tan painted colored steering column. It had the gold shaded T-tops, and a few other little odds and ends here that would make it a standout versus some of the lesser models. So, is it restorable? I think it is. Would it be practical to do so? I really don't think it would be. But are we going to try to hang on to it and piece it back together here and there? I can't help but thinking that's a good thing to do. Another thing, this was a factory shaker hood car. The hood came with it. Unfortunately, somebody thought it would be a great idea to put those $6.99 hood pins in there like they did back in the day. So it kind of ruined the shaker, but it is what it is. I didn't pay $20,000 for this car, so you kind of get what you pay for. I'm really thankful that my friend didn't take it across the scales and, you know, just have it shredded, because it came very close to having that happen to it. So that's one of our saves. That back there is a 69 El Camino. Unfortunately, it was hit real hard in the front, and the frame is diamond shaped. Part of the roof was actually sectioned out and used on another car, so it's going to be pillaged to use to put a rusty 1970 El Camino back together. Far off in the distance is a 1960 Pontiac Ventura. That car broke in half when I tried to load it. So it's beyond savable. Even on the happiest days, I don't feel too good about that one. And then a friend of mine has got that 1974 Plymouth Satellite Sebring, and that car right there was a dirt track car. Got a big old cage in it, and one of the locals told us about how the car was actually, you know, rolled over. And we got that car along with the Trans Am in the same place. I can't help but think that 360 engine that's in the Trans Am may have been in that car at one time. But that's just speculation on my behalf. So if anybody's got some extra 77, 78 Trans Am parts, keep me in mind. We're located in Nahunta, Georgia, which is a little bit to the west of Brunswick, which is a little bit south of Savannah, Georgia, a little bit north of Jacksonville, Florida. But we just love these old cars. I mean, that's kind of what we get excited about. That's what we enjoy doing. We have a tremendous group of people that we've met over the years that have become close friends, that share a similar passion and a similar camaraderie. Just genuine car people. You know, they're the best people in the world to know. They always look out for one another and try to help each other and share the passion for the hobby to keep these cars alive. So on that note, I believe I'm going to wrap it up from Nahunta, Georgia, at Fastlane 301 Automotive, Frank Rastina. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll check in with you down the road somewhere. Thanks.